Beth Moore is a famous American Bible teacher, author, and evangelist. Faith, perseverance, and a burning desire to share the gospel are the themes that run through her life story. W. Elizabeth Green came into this world in Green Bay, Wisconsin, on June 16, 1957. Beth was raised in Arkadelphia, Arkansas, where her father owned a cinema and her family was actively involved in the Southern Baptist Convention. Despite the challenges of growing up in a troubled household, she found solace in her Christian faith, which became the foundation of her life's work. She was one of 4 siblings at Baptist Church. The defining moment of Beth's ministry came when she felt a calling to serve God at the age of 18. Although Beth's life seemed stable at first glance, she had to overcome personal obstacles, such as a history of childhood sexual abuse. Her outlook was colored by these traumatic events, and they later ignited her desire to help others heal via faith. The current Texas State University was formerly Southwest Texas State University, where Beth earned a bachelor's degree in political science. She met and wed Keith Moore in 1978 while she was a college student. After a while, they made Houston, Texas their permanent home. Amanda and Melissa Beth's growing devotion to her church helped her balance her roles as a wife and mother, and she even started teaching Sunday school to her son. In the 1980s, she felt a greater call to minister to women, and her enthusiasm for teaching and studying the Bible became obvious very fast. Even at an early age, Melissa Beth was actively involved in her church. Beth founded Living Evidence Ministries in 1994 with the goal of empowering women to grow in their faith by exposing them to the Bible. She started leading Bible studies at her church and quickly became well known for her talent at connecting with women and making complex biblical ideas easy to understand. Bible study with its headquarters in Houston, the ministry took off, holding large conferences and sending resources to women all over the globe. A Woman's Heart, God's Dwelling Place, Beth's 1995 Bible Study Workbook was her first publication. The reason behind this was her well-deserved reputation as an enthusiastic and friendly teacher. Her many books and Bible studies include titles like Bold, Belling God, and Breaking Free, among others. Subjects like spiritual liberation, triumphing over hardship, and accepting God's love are common in her writings. She writes from the heart, using both her own and other people's experiences. In 2019, Beth publicly criticized the Southern Baptist Convention, SBC, for its handling of sexual abuse cases and its resistance to women in leadership roles, drawing on her own experiences and struggles that have resonated with readers across denominations. She has faced criticism and challenges throughout her career, especially within the SBC, due to her outspoken views on issues like gender and racial justice. After all these setbacks, in 2021, she decided to cut ties with the denomination, a move that demonstrated her dedication to the cause. Determined to defend her principles no matter the cost, Beth's impact is evident here. Apart from her books and speaking engagements, she has also been a guest on several Christian TV shows, including Life Today with James and Betty Royson. Her influence has grown even more as a result of her internet persona. Faith and purpose have guided Beth and Keith through their personal lives as well as her ministry. She was able to establish herself as one of the most influential female evangelical leaders of her time by establishing connections with people from diverse backgrounds. Strength, and it is the girls who are. With Amanda and Melissa's active involvement, Living Evidence Ministries has become a family endeavor. Whenever Beth opens up about her struggles, which include periods of depression and self-doubt, she stresses the importance of leaning on God's love to get through tough times. Her life is an ode to the transforming power of faith and persistence, and she has dedicated herself to helping others. Despite coming from humble beginnings, Beth Moore became a worldwide champion for women in Christianity. Her life exemplifies the power of faith and determination. Her journey is marked by an unwavering commitment to truth, empathy, and an eagerness to observe. It is marked by the finding of solace and restoration through the Bible. The impact of Christ's love on people's lives. Underneath her remarkable public service, though, is a complex web of personal struggles, anguish, and the unassuming resilience of her marriage to Keith Moore. Beneath Beth Moore's remarkable public ministry rests a complex web of hardships, but her life is an account of remarkable faith and purpose. In her career and in their personal lives together, her husband Keith has been an unwavering rock of support. Beth has influenced countless lives through her Bible teachings and writings, but she has also been open about her struggles, sharing her story of healing and overcoming obstacles. When Beth was a little girl, her chaotic household was one of the most. Her traumatic experiences stemmed from a sexual assault she endured when she was a child. Still, she clung to the love and hope she found in Christ and came to believe in a higher power at an early age. She credited her faith with bringing her healing and giving her the fortitude to follow her ministry calling. The wounds inflicted by this traumatic event shaped her sense of value and gave rise to struggles she would continue to face as an adult. She met Keith while she was a student at university. His steady demeanor stood in stark contrast to Beth's fiery personality. They started working together after getting married in 1978. Strong enough to endure numerous storms. Their relationship became increasingly strained as Beth's ministry grew due to the demands of travel, public scrutiny, and long hours. But Beth found strength in Keith, a devout believer who stood by her side as a wife and a woman, resolute in her pursuit of a divine calling. This being said, there were still difficulties in their marriage. Her upbringing was just the beginning of Beth's emotional struggles. Feelings of inadequacy and depression were common experiences for her. Teaching Bible studies, writing books, and juggling other duties became more of a burden as her ministry, Living Proof Ministries, grew in size. She often felt overwhelmed by the pressure to meet the high expectations of her audience and by the exhaustion she experienced after giving presentations at conferences. Keith became her safe haven. He encouraged her to focus on her identity as a child of God rather than her achievements to determine her value. He helped her navigate the demands of her calling with his quiet reassurance, which was a balm to her soul. While trying to find a way to balance her faith with the realities of church politics, Beth experienced a deep sense of sorrow. She was an active member of the SBC and a leading voice within the Southern Baptist Convention. Her views on gender roles and her support for victims of abuse were the targets of criticism. In 2019, she faced strong opposition, even from people she thought were on her side, after she publicly criticized the SBC for how it dealt with sexual assault claims. The number of direct assaults on individuals rose. Keith, who had been Beth's defender, encouraged her to stand up for her beliefs, no matter the cost, after she confided in him about the times she felt lonely and misunderstood. The emotional toll that this ordeal had on Beth was shared with Keith. Much of what Keith brought to Beth's ministry was when Beth doubted her capacity to carry on, he was there to listen, offer advice, and assist in prayer. Although this occurred in the background, it was no less important in the grand scheme of things. Keith made sure she knew how her work was making a difference in people's lives. He helped her find a middle ground and pushed her to prioritize her needs and those of their family. In these periods of relaxation, the Moores would often retreat to their Houston home, where they would enjoy peaceful moments, walk their dogs, and spend time with their granddaughters Amanda and Melissa and their dogs. For Beth, these breaks were crucial because they gave her the chance to regroup and focus again. It has been an incredibly difficult journey for Beth. Her unfaltering love for Keith has been her rock, helping her face her demons and follow her passion. This story has been an ode to the restorative power of religion and an account of how people pulled together They have been able to weather life's storms side by side, finding joy in their common beliefs and goals. Keith's readiness to feel Beth's pain has shown that love and support can shine a light even when darkness seems to overshadow everything else. Frequently, Beth will mention how much she loves Keith and how he is her biggest blessing. Their tale does not fit that description. On the other hand, persistence, not perfection. Thanks to their partnership, Beth has been able to make a difference in the world, and her resilience in the face of tragedy is a direct result of Kay's unwavering encouragement. This partnership exemplifies the strength that comes from a mutual dedication to God and each other.